Hello everyone, this is part 2 of how to make a simple logo using Inkscape 1.0. In part 1 I showed you how I downloaded an image from Google, and using that image I cut out these tools and put this together to make just one image here. Now I'm going to show you how I did the rest of this logo, how I sliced it into pieces and put lines at the top and bottom and put the name in the middle. Okay. So with this image now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to click here on create rectangle and square icon here. And I'm just going to draw where I want it to go. And now I have this selected, and you see the line running all the way around it. What I'm going to do is I'm going to try to get as close to it, that line or on that line, and drag over to the other end, to the other line. And I'm going to bring this down about, I'm going to bring it down a little more because I'm going to move it up some. Like that. I'm going to click on select here so that I can move this up a little. About right there. Now this square, the opacity on it is not at a full 100%. From what it looks like, if you look here, this is for the opacity. It says it's at 64. I can double click on that and just type in 100, or I can come over here to fill and stroke. And if you don't see this menu over here, you can hold down your shift and control key and hit the letter F to bring it up. And I'm going to make sure that I'm in the fill. Click here where it says fill, and you can see the opacity is showing here as 63. I can double click, well, triple click on that and just type in 100. And it brings this up. Now that I have that selected, I'm going to hold down my shift key, and then I'm going to click on the tools to make sure I have both of them selected. I'm going to click on path and then click on difference. Okay. Now I'm going to do the square again, but this time I'm going to use it to draw a line. I think I'll make it about that thick. One thing I'm going to do with this is I'm going to select it. With it selected, I'm going to move it to the bottom because I want to see exactly where it lands at the end of these tools here. So I'm going to click on the plus key on my keyboard to zoom in, and you can tell where it is. I want to move it up some. About right there is good. Then I'm going to click on the minus key to zoom out. And with it still selected, I'm going to hold down my control key and hit the letter D to duplicate it so that I can bring it down here. And I'm going to do the same thing with this one. I'm going to click on object and I'm going to lower to the bottom. I'm going to zoom in again using my plus key because I want to see where this one is as well. And I guess it's about the same as the one at top. Zoom out. As you can see, these are not even. So what I want to do is I want to click on the top one because I think that's where I want it to be. It looks like it's in the perfect spot for me. Now I'm going to come up here and I'm going to look at the X location. And that's saying 23.240. So I'm going to click on this one. And then I'm going to come up here, triple click, and type in 23.240. And now they both should be even. The top one should be exactly where the bottom one is. and vice versa. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to draw a box around it all to select it all. I'm going to click on Path, and then I'm going to click on Union. Okay, it did change the color of it, but that's fine. That doesn't matter. I can come down here to the color palette and click on black. Okay, now I'm going to put in the name of my cousin's company. I'm going to start with the word maintenance first, and I'm using the font Chunk 5EX. I downloaded this font from defont.com. It's a free font website, and you can go there and find all kinds of fonts to download for free. I'm going to click, and I'm going to type the word maintenance. I'm going to click on the select button. I'm going to hold down my Control and Shift key, and I'm going to drag this out to whatever size I want it to be. I think about right there. I'm going to bring it down a little. I'm not going to center it just yet. I'm going to wait until I get the rest of the information in here. I'm going to click on the text icon here again. Click in that space. Type the rest of it. I'm going to click on the select key here. Hold on my Control and Shift key and drag it out. And I kind of want the name a little bigger than the word maintenance here. This time I think I may have made it just a little too big, so this time I'm going to move it back in some. That might be enough. I think I'm going to move it in just a little more because I don't want this J touching the M in maintenance. So hold down my Control and Shift key again. That's too much. I think I can work with that. What I'm going to do is I'm going to bring the maintenance down just a little more. And bring this up a little more. Yeah, I'm going to have to make that a little bit smaller. Okay, now what I'm going to do is draw a box around it all again. This time I'm going to go to the Align and Distribute menu here. And if that's not down there, if it's not located over here, you can hold down your Shift and Control key and the letter A. And under the Align here, I'm going to go to the second row and I'm going to choose Align. No, actually I'm going to choose this one on the top row to center everything. Okay, now that I got it all selected, got it centered the way I want, I'm going to go to Path, and then I'm going to go to Combine. Now it is all just one piece. Now I'm going to save this as an SVG, and I'm going to save it as a PNG as well. I'm going to start off by saving it as an SVG. I'm going to click on File, click on Save As. And I'm going to find where I want to save it. This is the folder that I want to save it in. And I'm just going to click here because I've made this several times before, but that's the name that I chose for it. Then I'm going to come down here and choose the type as plain SVG and then save it. So I'm going to replace it. Now I want to test this to make sure that if I want to use this in Cricut Design Space, I just want to test it to make sure that it will come in and be usable. So I'm going to click on Upload here. I'm going to click on Upload again, and I'm going to click on Browse. And I'm going to go to the folder that I have it in. Double click on it. And there it is. It came out perfectly. Everything is fine. It doesn't have a background to it or anything. And I'll click on Save. I'm going to select it and insert it. And here it is. And as you can see, it came out to be just one piece, and it's a cut piece. So when I click on Make It, it's going to show here as well as one piece, and it's going to cut in the same manner. And this is good for when you're using vinyl and you have transfer tape. It works perfectly with that. Of course, I'm not going to use it here. Just wanted to show you that. Now I'm going to go back and show you how to make it into a PNG. Okay, once you're done putting it all together, you can come over here and click on Export PNG Image. And if this is not over here in this menu section, you can hold down your Shift key, your Control key, and click on the letter E. Okay, once you click on here, make sure you have it selected. Make sure you have selection selected. Then click on Export As and find where you want to save it. I'm not going to change the name of this at all. I'm just going to leave it like this just for the video purpose. Actually, you can tell where I made it once before. Right here, it's the same one. I'm just going to click on Save. Then I have to come back over here and click on Export. And it's asking me to replace it. I'm just going to say yes because I've done it before. And that little box that was there, once that box is has gone away, you are done with making your PNG. And I'm going to check the folder, and I'm going to show you where it is. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm here. And here it is. And you can't really see it because it's black and it doesn't have a background to it. So I'm going to open it, but you're not going to be able to see it really because like I said, it has that, it's black and it has that black